What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with This Is Polly, Season 1, Episode 3, My Wife's Fiance. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the videos. It's like I said, the algorithm, okay? Alright, just jump right on in because I got a lot to do today. Okay, the episode starts with Cam, Nita, and Trent. They are getting into their solo adventures, but they cannot get emotional connections with other people outside of each other. I just wanted to say how Cammy and Nita are pissing me off with their braids. But anywho, Trent and Nita are at home, and Trent is asking how he thinks Cammy is doing on her date with homeboy. And Nita was like, I don't want to think about that. Like, she really don't like the fact that Nita is out. I mean, that Nita is out. Is it Nita? I think I got them confused. That she's out on a date with Home Skillet. So, and I really don't. She said it before, but she's not really interested in Trent like that because y'all know she's a full on lesbian. Okay, she's a full on lesbian. Like she's not interested in what she's not interested in, and that is okay. Okay. So over at the Yahweh's, Crystal tells the ladies what happened between her and Man Yahweh. Okay, because I'm over all the names. I'm over the fact that everybody's name is Yahweh. I'm over the fact that is this poly life or I feel like we still are not getting a definition of what poly is from some of these people. I feel like these people just want to have an orgy, and you have the other couple that he just want to cheat, and his girlfriend just want to yell. Okay, I'm over it. So she lets them know what happened between her and Yahweh, and how also she feels like that she's not being heard. And Yahweh Dabash, I feel like she's so male identified, and she doesn't have her own mind, and whatever Yahweh man tells her, she just goes along with, because I guess it's easier that way than to. I don't think Crystal is being defiant. I think that she's doing what she wants to do, but I also think that when you're in these type of spaces, maybe you have to comply. Maybe, I don't know the confines of everything. I just feel like this isn't fitting for Crystal. This doesn't work for Crystal. She wants monogamy, and this isn't it. And I just feel like you shouldn't be in spaces that doesn't work for you. I feel like Crystal came to this space because she was monogamous with someone who wasn't monogamous. She wanted monogamy with a man who didn't want that with her. So in turn, instead of her just dating or whatever, or just healing, I don't know, or maybe finding someone, or understanding that monogamy sometimes is not a real thing. I don't think so, but hey, it is what it is. And it could be, but people, I don't know. So y'all don't come at me hard. I am a single woman. Okay, I'm free to do whatever I want, but I just watch everybody else. That's all I do. Literally, that's all I do. I just watch other people. So no, I'm saying that this doesn't work for Crystal. Crystal doesn't want this. I think Crystal wants the thought of this because it looks good, and she thought that it was easy, and she probably feels like it's safe, but really it's not. You want someone to yourself, which is why that last relationship didn't work, because that person wasn't monogamous. And then you go from this to this over here, and none of this is monogamous, Crystal. Girl, and then you're trying to have a baby over here when there are dozens of babies in this situation. Like, you act like you having a baby is gonna put you up here at the top. Like, I feel like you kind of want to be the head Yahweh in charge, Like that's that's what it's giving me. But it's fine, girl. Whatever you do, whatever you want. Okay, you do whatever you want. Anyway, so Crystal DeBosch, as male identified as she is, she worked on my nerves. She asked Crystal if was there anything she needed to do differently. Like, I feel like Crystal, the other reason I feel like Crystal should leave, because I feel like she's not going to be heard and her feelings are not going to be understood as well. And Crystal is going to be asked to bend, because God forbid they ask Yahweh man to bend for the women. Well, that's too much for him. Why? Because he keeps saying every week, it's a lot of men, it's a lot of women, and I'm just one man. Well, guess what you did? You were willing, and you were a willing participant to get in this relationship with all of these women. So that required you to do more bending as well. If they have to bend, then you have to do the same thing, my guy. You have to bend yourself into a pretzel. I don't understand what the problem is. Anyway, moving along, because nobody asked me my personal. Okay, we get to Davis. We meet Davis and Becca. Davis, Becca, and Jacob. Okay, so Davis and Becca have been dating for 3 years. They own a tattoo shop. Becca is actually married to Jacob. They've been together for 10 years. She's also engaged to Davis. They're in an open P or Pentra relationship. Davis is straight. Becca, no, I'm sorry. Let me apologize. Davis is trans. No. I feel like I put that down wrong. Davis is straight. Oh, yes. Okay. No. I'm not. I'm tripping. So Davis is straight. But Davis is trans, but he was born a female. Becca is queer and pansexual. Jacob is, I never heard of a demisexual, but I'm assuming when they had the conversation, she was saying that a demisexual is sort of like a pansexual. So if anybody know, drop it in the comments and let a sister know. I don't know. I'm regular sexual, okay? I'm just a regular heterosexual lady. You know, I don't know what these things mean, but it is great to know. It is also good to know and brush up on things that I really was not aware of. I think that we should be open to know a lot of things. Like, we should be open to a lot of things. We should be open to learning a lot of things and not be so closed-minded. These are things. These are absolutely things, and these are important to people. This is who they are. So I just didn't know. I never heard of a demisexual, and I don't know if that's the same thing as a pansexual. But we're here. So what we learned was they actually practice kitchen table polygamy, which means all of their names are on the mortgage, but they have separate bank accounts, which I feel like is great. They also have a schedule for intimacy, to hang, to spend time with each other. And they are also honest, because in this thing, there is this jealousy. Jealousy actually comes along. And this is what we're seeing over here with Yahweh Crystal, where she's feeling neglected and she feels rather jealous, and she feels like she's not getting the time that she needs. So I'm glad that people are being honest, because everybody's getting in these situations and they're making it seem like, oh, we're just all good in the hood. And what are the real issues that y'all actually deal with? For people who are watching this show and people who are interested in this type of lifestyle, what are the pros and cons of being in this lifestyle besides your family not speaking to you? We don't give a damn about them, because People don't speak to you for less than that. This ain't their life. This y'all life. But what's the pros and the cons of really delving into polygamy? I mean, polyamory. I'm sorry, not polygamy. Polyamory. So, look, it's 916 of y'all that subscribe to my channel. Listen, for the polyamorous people, okay, let me know. Like, what are your pros and cons? What are the things that y'all have to battle with? What are the stigmas? Like, what are the hard parts? Because being in a monogamous 2-person relationship isn't easy. So I'm going to assume, and this is not ignorance, this is just having to deal with human beings. It is going to have some difficulties. So I asked, like, hey, let me know in the comments. I'm just asking because I really truly want to know. All right. Baby, we get down to the mess of it all, and it is Ren and Stimpy, aka Bree and Marley. Okay? Baby Bree with this damn bust down, okay, in his wig. I be like, okay, Bree. Okay, what's your stud name? I feel like I said that in another review. What's your boy name? What's your stud name? All right. All right. So Bree and Marley, they're bringing all their girls together. They're bringing all their PGs together. They want to put all the ladies in one room, eventually trying to figure out if they're going to turn them into permanent girlfriends. Okay? They definitely want to push for Key. They want to push Key for an answer. And I'm like, so y'all just gonna strong arm Key into being y'all woman because she said she needed to think about it. So y'all want for me, I keep telling y'all, Bree and Marley give me pimp hoe. They definitely give me pimp hoe. And I feel like they want to run things like a madam in a pimp hoe house. Like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Bree definitely disappointed me. Bree absolutely needs to grow the fuck up. All right. So they're having a slumber pool party. So they invite Dree. Y'all know Dree was the one. Big, thick girl. Okay. She came to the party. They invited Key. That's their top girls. But they still want 999,000 hoes. Then she didn't say hoes. She said bitches. But that's what she want. So they get in a pool. Bree felt like Dree was doing too much because, I guess Bree wanted to play a game. And Dree was like, no, I'm not doing nothing. I'm making my own lane. And I think, this is what I think. Because me watching Bree and Marley, I feel like they want to be the ones to make all of the rules. They want to be the ones to make all the decisions. And I feel like they want their women to go along with the foolishness. Dree is like, you're not going to tell me what to do. And I'm not mad at Dree for that. Like, I am my own individual. I am a grown-ass woman. And so I feel like that's the energy that Dree gave. And I also feel like because Bree couldn't get her way like she do with Marley most of the time, as I've been seeing on screen, I felt like she threw another tantrum, as she'd been doing. Like, so let me get my notes. Yeah, so that's just how I feel. I feel like Bree has always been able to be bossy AF. And Marley has always allowed her to get away with it. And so in their dynamic, whomever came along, even with Key kind of goes along with whatever they got going on. We've seen it. You can literally see it. And so they're okay with that. They claim they want you to have your own mind, but in reality they don't. They want to set the tone. They want to be, it's like they want you to follow suit. It's like it makes them, again, it feels rather pimp hoish. If you ask me, it feels rather pimp hoish. But who's asking? Anyway, Nita, Cammy, and Trent. So Nita is actually on a date with Lee. Lee is a lesbian. Okay? Little lesbian. Alright. Nita met Lee in jail. Okay, so they had formed their little thing in jail. But we found out that Lee is extreme. I think Lee is younger. Yes, Lee is younger than Nita. And Lee doesn't know about being a top or a bottom. Lee doesn't know what a sword means. A sword is a strap, not according to me, but according to Nita. And she looked like she about 19. Like, I didn't know what her age was. But if y'all heard it, let me know and drop it down in the comments. Again, I did not hear it. So in the next scene, we back with Jacob, Becca, and Davis. So Becca and Davis are discussing their wedding details. And is it Davis? I thought Davis. Y'all, let me tell y'all, the way I've been so tired in a way. Okay, so yes, Davis. Davis and Becca was discussing the details of their wedding. They were asking how they can incorporate. No, Jacob and Becca was discussing the details of their wedding, and they was wanting. Well, really, Becca wanted Davis to be incorporated somehow in the wedding. So Jacob felt like, he could be, the ring bearer, just trying to be funny, because in real life, Jacob doesn't really like Davis like that. Yeah, they don't really have a connection. Although they live together, there's no connection with those two. So when they explained it, they both are connected to Becca. So they're trying to form some type of connection, but it's not happening. I don't understand this dynamic if each of these people been together for a long time. But I do understand that Becca went before, I guess, Davis moved into the house. Is it David? No, before Jacob moved into the house. I feel like I'm getting them confused. But the one with the pink hair, the one who was married to Becca, when he I don't even know what this is. Sorry. When her and Davis first met, right? She would go spend a night over at Davis's house often, leaving Jacob alone most of the time. So I guess whenever Davis finally decided to move in, they have never really had a connection. So there is no that's why I'm extremely confused. I don't know if that's why they call it a penta poly, but they are connected just straight through Becca. So Becca, they all sleep in the same bed, and Becca only sleeps with Davis, and Becca only sleeps with Jacob. However, Jacob and Davis don't have anything intimate going on. They don't even, I don't think they even like each other like that. So I would like to assume this is why they call it a penta poly. I don't know. But anywho, they just want to discuss because Becca really wants Jacob in the wedding. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I really don't think Jacob wants to be in the wedding. I think he just actually wants what's best for Becca. And so with that being said, he'll do whatever Becca needs him to do. Yeah. So we get a conversation between Yahweh Man and Crystal. I feel like Yahweh is always wearing this same blue shirt. That's how I feel. Anyway, Yahweh tells Crystal that he has no favorite Yahweh lady, but he loves each of them the same. Crystal says, how she misses her family and she wants to have a baby, but she can't have a baby. And as I stated before, baby, when the Lord says no and when he steps in, you really need to be listening. And you really need to understand, sister girl, that this is your way out, that you need to get up out of this. This is not for you. And I'm not saying any of that to be mean. I'm just saying that this is not for you. Anyway, she says she feels less of a woman because she can't have a baby. Listen up, ladies. Listen. I'm not here to tell y'all how to feel. I'm not. I am not. I am here to validate y'all. Okay? Okay. Just because you're not able to have a baby over here doesn't mean you may not be able to have a baby over here. Maybe it's not meant for you to have a baby over here. Or sometimes it may not be meant for you to have a baby at all. Maybe you may be needing to birth something else. I don't know. And if I'm being insensitive, then let me apologize. Let me apologize, because that is nothing, that I mean no harm by it. My prayer for each woman who feels less than because you haven't been able to birth a baby yet is your womanhood is still intact. You are still full woman. You are still beautiful. You are still that girl, and you are still all of that. It's just that a baby is not being produced right now. That's all. And I can't say that because it's easy. It's easy for me to say because I used to be a damn fertile myrtle. Okay, child. But I'm saying all of this to say, don't diminish your womanhood. I encourage y'all to not diminish your womanhood. Over here. It just may not be meant to be with this person. I don't know. And sometimes some women just can't have a baby. But that's for you and your personal. That's for you to go to the doctor and actually find out what's happening. But just because you can't birth a baby doesn't mean you still can't be a mother. There are plenty ways that you can be a mother and still have your womanhood intact. And I just want y'all to know that. All right. With all of that being said, because y'all know I hate those type of apologies. I don't mean no harm by it, by offending anybody. By no means. I apologize for offending any woman. Anybody that wants to have a baby, anybody that has not been able to produce a baby. No harm, none intended, y'all. For real. So I just wanted to encourage y'all, and I hope that helps. Okay? All right. Back to Ren and Stimpy. Okay, so I kept forgetting the names. I feel like in this moment, Bree pissed me off. Bree really needed to grow up. Marley talked about being disrespected by Dree. And Bree acting like she didn't see the situation. So those two are having a conversation. And now No, I'm getting the names wrong. Bree talks about being disrespected by Dree. Marley act like she didn't see Dree and her energy towards Bree that was displayed in the pool. I saw it. You were standing right there, so I know you saw it. But again, I wasn't mad at how Dree was showing up, because Bree, your attitude is very shitty. Let me say that. Okay? You got little people syndrome. It is okay, girl. It is okay. 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 Marley. Okay, so they talk about the divorce. And Marley doesn't want to get a divorce. And as a matter of fact, Marley isn't ready. And that's just the bottom line. And we talked about this morning. Just touched on it a little bit on Mrs. Best's channel for her Love After Lockup review. And we talked about how, with Marley being married for 20 years, we kind of jumped into the This Is Polly situation a bit. How Marley had been married for 20 years, or maybe that was backstage, y'all. It could have been. But anyway, Marley being married for 20 years, it's hard. And it's not just Marley. It's women like Marley. It's women who've been married for such a long time. You will be surprised at how many women it is difficult for them to walk away and to sign a divorce paper. A lot of times I have heard, you see it on TV shows and movies and all of that, reality TV, but in real life, for somebody to sign divorce papers, that hurts, because that signifies that's the end of what two people have shared. And I don't know. Again, I've never been married, but one would assume that that's a very hurtful feeling. And Bree lacks emotional intelligence. I think Bree just wants it to happen. Bree is kind of like, get a divorce and it's just supposed to happen just like that, and things don't happen like that. Bree needs to grow up. Okay, even when you're looking, when they went around the house, right? Bree, and then, oh yeah, so since she didn't, that divorce is not on Bree's terms, now Bree wants to take a break. I said, this lady get on my nerves. When you look at the pictures in the house with Bree and Marley, it actually gave mother-daughter. It really did. It didn't give y'all was together. It looked like this was a mother-daughter situation. Y'all, this is where the episode ended, where Bree said that she made this big old to-do saying that she was leaving, she was moving out, they were taking a break, and I was like, okay, girl. Anyway, I have nothing else to give. So, this is your girl, Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.